Hello everybody, how are you all doing? I hope you're having a fantastic day. It is raining today in Houston. It has been raining for the past couple of days, but as a gardener, I am not complaining at all. It is Wednesday, and you know, every Wednesday I do a video on wellness. And for the month of May, I have been celebrating mental health awareness by sharing videos on mental mastery. There are three domains to wellness. There's the domain of the mind, the domain of the spirit, and then the domain of the body. Most of us take care of the body via what we eat, the exercise and movement, which is great, but we often neglect the other domains, the spirit and then the mind. The spirit is what is going to control your emotions. And you know how when you start to have a bad day, when you start to feel sad, you can never go and work out, right? You know how hard it becomes to eat healthy and to exercise when you're not having a good day. So you need to take care of the spirit. You also need to take care of the domain of the mind. Why? Because what comes in controls how your body is going to act. Garbage in, garbage out. So if you control the input, if you control the information diet, you're going to control your subconscious, which is what controls your actions. And you can definitely control that information, what comes in. So today I want to share with you my information diet, how I take care of my mind, the inputs. For me, one of the ways that I do control the domain of the mind is via what I read. There's a quote that says, who you are in 5 years is going to depend on the quality of the books that you read. There's a saying going around that Cameroonians don't read, and that breaks my heart because I just cannot understand why somebody will not read. You know, the difference between who you are today and who you will be 5 years down the road is going to depend on the quality of the books that you read. Okay, maybe we substitute books with the quality of the information that you consume. The question becomes, what information are you consuming? How are you improving yourself? How are you developing yourself? You know, we went to school and we had to read certain books because we decided to study, I don't know, biology or whatever. We had to read those books and take exams. Now you have control over what you learn. So, you know, find whatever books in whatever topics interest you and read. I read a wide variety of books. I have books on nutrition, books on fitness, books on finances, books on relationships, books on leadership, cookbooks, gardening books, you name it. I mean, whatever I'm interested in, you will find that I start to buy the books. I like to have hard copies just because that's how I was raised. My love for reading started because my dad introduced me to reading at a very young age. Him and I would go to the bookshop called Press Book at the time, and then we shop for books and come home and read. So I've always liked to hold a copy of a book in my hands. But nowadays, there are like audio copies, which I love Audible because when I'm on my walk, I can always listen to a book. But I always like to buy a hard copy. If I listen to the book on Audible and I like it, then I would buy a hard copy for my library. So I'm going to share with you 10 books real quick that spans what I am interested in right now. Let me know if you're familiar with these books as well. And then just let me know what you're reading that you find interesting, you find educational, that you're loving. Let me know in the comment section. Thank you. In no particular order, I just have the books on the pile here and I'm just going to quickly go through them. Okay, so this one, Grit by Angela Darkworth. It's one of my favorite books on mindset. Angela Darkworth is like a renowned psychologist, PhD psychologist. And this book on grit will teach you about the power of passion and perseverance. The other book I'm going to share with you, Sapiens. This is not an easy read. As you can see, it's a big volume book. It's a great book about understanding who we are as a species. If you want to understand Homo sapiens, the thing that is the animal, that is the human being, great book. It will, help you have better relationships, just understand where we came from and how we got to be where we are right now. Pick up a copy of this book. I will say also get it on Audible. It's one of those things that I listen to and then I use this as a reference. And the way that I read the way that I read this, it's not something that you sit and just read all of it at once. I kind of like partitioned it and then I read one section a week. It's like a history book. It tells a good story, but you want to get the information in bits and pieces. So Sapiens, that's book number 2. And I'm getting interested in leadership. I want to build my leadership skills. So I am crawling out of my shy self and accepting a lot of leadership roles. And there's a book for that. Tribal Leadership, Leveraging Natural Groups to Build a Thriving Organization. One of my favorite books on, healthy living, because it's not just about weight loss. It's not just about maintaining a healthy waistline. I am interested in preventing disease. I'm interested in staying young. Okay, preventing premature aging. Let me put it that way. I'm interested in longevity. And one of the best ways that I know is to control what I eat. So I'm getting very interested in how to eat, or how to build a diet that will help me beat disease. And this book is by Dr. William Lee. How to Beat Disease will tell you about how our bodies, the different systems within our bodies that are helping us fight disease, and how food helps with those systems. And you guys know that I'm into gardening, right? There's a book for gardening as well. And when I follow someone on YouTube, I like to buy what they have written and what they offer. For me, it's a way to say thank you for all the information that you share for free. And it's also just some place where I can find everything I need without having to go and watch every single one of the videos. And someone that I've recently come across is Gary Pelacek, and he's written a book on gardening, which I love so far. It's a great book. All right. So the Modern Homestead Garden by Gary Pelacek is one book that I'm reading. And you know how I talk about my trip to Ndu and movement being a biological requirement. I think you've heard me talk about Katie Bowman before. I have probably all of her books, but this one really breaks down movement for you, why you need to move your body, how you can restore health through natural movement. Katie Bowman, Move Your DNA. And yes, another book on fitness, but not just fitness, movements, all the movements that will help you go faster, lose excess body fat, reduce stress, train intuitively, and have more fun. You all know that I am a runner, I'm a marathoner, so I'm more into endurance training. I like endurance work, which is why I would torture myself to run like marathons. But I like Mark Sisson's approach to endurance, which is why I got this book, and I'm learning a lot from it. All right, now the next book is about finance. Dave Ramsey. This is the book that helped me really improve on my personal finances, manage my money well, get out of debt. I don't have credit card debts. I don't use a credit card. It was all because of this book, Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey, New York Times bestseller. I know I have a YouTube channel, and you might think that I enjoy public speaking. I don't. It's something that I have made myself do. I have taught myself. I have forced myself to do. And YouTube has been one of the ways that has helped me to, to lose that fear of public speaking. Another thing that I did was I did Toastmasters. I did Toastmasters for a few years, and that helped me quite a bit. But there is a book to help you speak better. There's a book to help you get over that fear of public speaking. For me, it is a work in progress. This book is a great book. It offers tips, for speeches, job interviews, deals. Again, it's a New York Times bestseller by Michael Port. If you're into reading, read. But let me tell you, what is going to help you is practice. Books will give you the tips, but you have to take those tips and implement into your life and practice and practice and practice until it becomes part of who you are. All right, and the last book that I'm going to share with you is a book on sexuality. Come As You Are. Again, a New York Times bestseller. Talks about the science that will transform your sex life. I'm not gonna say anything more, but yeah. So yeah, that's all I wanted to share with you today. Just share with you some of the ways that I use to take care of the domain of the mind. Books are number one for me. The other thing that I do is I listen to podcasts when I'm on my walk. If I get tired of listening to, some audiobook, I would listen to a podcast. What I'm listening to right now, which was recommended to me by my sister, is Dr. Phil's podcast, Dr. Phil McGraw. His podcast is known as Fill in the Blanks. And I'm listening to a series he did on living by design. I think there are like 10 or so episodes, maybe more, I don't know. I'm on episode number 5 of the Living by Design series, and it is chock full of practical information that you can take and fold into your life so that you're living by design. You're controlling the outcome of your life instead of living in reactive mode. I hope this video was useful to you. Please do not go without giving me a thumbs up, and if you have not yet subscribed, please kindly consider subscribing. Also share this video with people in your network. Thank you for doing so. It really encourages me a lot, and it helps me to grow. It helps me to know that there are people out there who want to hear what I have to say. I don't take that lightly. Continue to love and care for that one and only you there ever will be. And until next time, bye.